First up on the show is Luis Vega Trevino, who owns Luis Vega Trevino Artist. You support local artists. I know you've been in the community a long time. You do some nonprofit and other stuff. But so let's back up let's start at the beginning here. How did you get involved in the whole artistry community? I'm guessing you're an artist.
Yeah, so I guess many, many years ago, I actually worked for an architecture firm, but I was still on the side, still had studios around downtown, and I was always involved with the art community and trying to use my, I guess, influence back then, just doing small shows. I was connected with the Guadalupe Cultural Arts back in the 90s. And then one thing led to another, and I quit the job. I signed a contract with a carpet company in New York, and then I just started my own studio. And that was when I was like 28 years old. Now I'm 51, so it's been...
Still
I've
young.
been doing it. Well,
Very
you know,
young.
I've been doing it for a long
you're
time.
like a baby almost.
Well, you know, but it's a business for me. This art is not. It's not a hobby. It's not like, you know, it's a business. And so I've been being in business this long.
Yeah, let's break that down. What's the difference?
Absolutely, because you always hear starving artists, and I feel like so many
Yeah.
people, especially nowadays with TikTok and everything, they see, you know, they're doing their art and they're putting it out there, but it's probably not a business.
So that's a
as
good
often.
point, though. I remember I started this business when there was no social media, there was
Right.
no Instagram, there was no Facebook, and so I had to really go out there and hustle and go to different cities and, you know, getting galleries in Florida, getting galleries in Dallas and New York, and it was all kind of hard to the
There's
Yeah.
a grind to it.
a grind. There was
Yeah.
a grind, and so I could easily have given up years ago because it wasn't giving me money right away. And I had a family. I have 2 daughters to support back then. Now they're grown up, but it was difficult. It was very difficult, but I didn't give up. I stuck to this.
What's a key
And-
factor in the difference between being a starving artist and being a success? How do you make money at it? What's the deal there?
Well, the thing is that you build up sort of like be honest, you build up an inventory of this work. So if you don't have an inventory, then how do you bring in clients or people that maybe have businesses like hotels or law offices or like, we need artwork for our facility, or BMW dealership that I did back in the day in Fort Worth, stuff like that, where it just, you got to have inventory in your
So
studio.
what do you mean by inventory?
You got to have a studio, which eventually I build up to a big studio. I have like an inventory of work. I have stuff that I can easily pull out. And this is back before you could have an iPhone
Yeah.
to take pictures. This is when
No print,
no
sell
print.
on,
This
print
is
on
just
demand.
like,
yeah.
So this is way back. I'm just saying how I started.
Was the wheel invented?
And
I mean, how back are we going here?
but let me tell you though, here's the thing. I make all my canvases. I make all the geometric shapes, circles, triangles, trapezoids, parallelograms. That wasn't even thought of back then. Like, as far as, you know, just being a starting artist, you always go to Hobby Lobby or some store and you buy a
Yeah.
canvas.
Question: when you say inventory, so you have different types of paintings. So let's say my company, I want to come in there, I want to decorate a certain way.
Yeah.
I can tell you what I'm looking for. And you're like,
Yeah.
okay, I have inventory of this
This
type
color
of
or this type
okay.
of work, or you know what, Louis, I have one. I need a painting that's 8 feet by whatever, and I have a lot of that. I have,
Gotcha.
but even if I don't have that, I can always plug into. He can come to my studio. He can actually see a canvas that size. Whereas if you're
So they
just an
can
artist,
conceptualize.
yeah. And the thing is, now with technology, it makes it even easier. So there's no such thing. I guess like you said, starving artists. There is young artists that just are not educated, or they're just starting out. They don't have that. They don't have that studio or that place to bring clients to, or to actually show something.
Are you using social media to showcase what you're doing?
Oh yeah, but not like, I mean, I do it in small chunks. You know, the
Right.
napkins. I have 70,000 of these cocktail napkins with all these unique designs and patterns, and I slowly just
Put them out
put
there.
them out there.
So tell me about your cocktail napkins. Who's buying these kinds of things?
So
and
the
what do we do?
designs. Well, I've sold some to hotels and I mean, I have work in Dubai. I have work all over the place. And some of these cocktail napkins were actually used for carpet design. And that's what I'm kind of, my latest thing is to have my own name, my own company, and my own carpet. You know, these are just samples, but these are actually carpets, designs that were made from a 5x5 cocktail napkin,
So-
which you can get at a bar, you know, or lounge.
Where would they be using the carpet? And I'm guessing it's not just a small square, but it's like you're laying.
Yeah, these are just small. You could
hallways
do,
and
you could do hallways,
event
you could do
rooms.
You could do hotels, casinos. I mean, there's sky's the limit,
So
and then private too.
what's unique about being an artist
Hmm.
is, I mean, it's all your brainchild. It's your creativity.
Yes.
But you're also operating in a space where not everyone values that creativity at the same level. So I would imagine you had to go out and find those people who are huge fans of you.
I'm
What
glad
would
you brought
look
that up
like?
because there was times where people were reluctant to have art. I've gone into businesses, even my friend that owns an electrical company, I've gone into law office where they're like, no, we don't want art. But then I put up the artwork and I leave it there for a couple of months and then I take it away.
oh
and
my
they're
gosh,
just like,
that's a great.
and they're
sales
blown away.
tactic.
Yeah, it's a sales tag. And I don't charge them anything. I bring the artwork. And next thing you know, they're calling me like, Lewis,
That's like the
we
puppy
need a
trial.
couple of these paintings.
Yeah.
Those colors were giving us this, it's like love. It's like love on the wall. And you talk about religious, there's spiritual aspects of color. And people want to have a peaceful environment, especially for your employees, So those are just key.
So who's your, as far as when it comes to getting exposure for your carpet?
Yes.
Who are you looking to connect with?
Well, unfortunately, before COVID, I had these samples,
Mm-hmm.
and I haven't found the same quality. I'm still looking for the same quality that they made these before COVID,
You
and
lost
so
your
that's where I'm
carpet
kind of
vendor.
stuck. And I'm
So you
hopefully
need a
I'm going to find.
manufacturer.
Yeah, I need a manufacturer and someone that's going to do this quality, and then do it where, like, if you're a customer, you came and you found one of these designs online on my website,
Mm-hmm.
and you picked that design, that the turnaround to make this would be quickly and the quality would be efficient.
Are you searching on LinkedIn?
I've looked on LinkedIn. The problem is I don't want to go too far.
Outside of San Antonio or what?
Well, no, I don't want to go too far out of like. I want to be able to keep it in my budget, because I found some that are just so expensive just to do
Right.
samples, and I just got to find that niche. I don't know. Maybe somebody can help me find this.
Well, business coach might be able
If
to
you're
help with that. I
listening,
don't know.
yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think, because what is your ideal client's budget range for art?
Well, in matter of fact, there is that I've come to learn over the years is that sometimes they have their own budget. They just don't know how to plug it in. Like, they have a budget for art. They just don't know. They're not educated to say, okay, we have X amount of dollars. Let's start off with that. And then it builds up.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, and it really makes a difference for companies to have art in their office or carpet or anything like that. It really, you just got to sell that to them, and then it goes from there.
So that's an interesting point, because you kind of have to sell them on the quality versus the cost, because this is not TJ Maxx art.
Exactly. It's not that you're buying it at a poster shop or something,
So
Well,
beyond,
and beyond quality is also the effect that the design has on you emotionally. On if you're looking to represent yourself at a higher level, like even a podcast studio, right?
Exactly.
I mean, I would imagine that you could probably do something amazing with the carpet in here to give it a whole different feel.
Yeah.
That and maybe even wall art as well. I mean, this is okay, but I mean, I bet you could probably
Well, it
take that
helps
to
with
a
your
whole level.
stress level for your employees and for your clients that come into your space. You're going to do a presentation. You would like to have not just bare walls. You would have to have some kind of color, something that just
Communicates the love. You know
It
what I
flows easy.
flows easy. That
so what
Like
is
an even
that?
flow.
What is that kind of sale?
I just thought about that. Wait a
Shameless
minute.
plug.
So
I
it
was
is. Boom.
Perfect timing.
We were talking about how these are like totally opposite businesses, but they're not.
they're not.
They're not.
No,
It flows.
When it comes to like quality, you're saying about quality and price. Outsider looking in, the niche you're looking for, you're going to be a higher end customer.
Exactly.
You don't look for about price. It's about quality, and because it's unique,
Yep.
and you'll get that small clientele that will. And once you land one customer, it's like wildfire. They tell all their friends that have money,
Exactly.
hey, this is one-off carpet. No one else. A lot of people that have money want the fancy car, the fancy watch that no one else has. Well, I have the carpet that no one else has. So
Same.
don't be looking too much as in you're trying. I think from what I'm hearing is you're trying to cover everyone's budget. You shouldn't. You have a small niche. You're unique. Take that professionalism. Take that I am an artist, and you're going to pay what it takes to get it done right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't cut corners in quality, and don't try to find a company that, hey, I can produce it for cheaper. At the end of the day, whoever's going to pay for that carpet will pay top dollar. You just got to find the right clientele.
And Lewis, what is your? My understanding is that's kind of your clientele anyway. Is people who aren't asking about money pricing, or are they asking about pricing?
Well, it just depends. I mean, obviously, if you have this kind of quality where it's 80% wool, 20% nylon,
It's going to last.
I can see the
And you can
texture
clean it.
difference.
Because I'm just giving
here.
a little bit of a. I could easily go get these printed onto, like, real easy and make a lot of money, like you said, and just sell them to even the wealthy people. Sell them to everybody. Sell them to.
I kind of like that plan actually.
You could do that, but
I can make a
but
lot
it
of money.
waters it down in the sense that
It
this-
lowers the value.
Yeah,
of
like
it.
this could last hundreds of years, even because the quality. It's like, and that's what I'm looking for. And maybe, like he said, maybe I just have to just bite the bullet and spend the money to get
Go after that
yeah,
niche.
Well,
the niche.
My thought is like you've done this
Mm.
for decades now, so you've found those clients before, I'm sure, who just
Sure.
recognize the quality of your work. And I was just up in Nantucket where it's billionaire city, and they don't buy stuff unless it's one of a kind.
Exactly.
But if you were talking to a newer artist and they don't have that experience, what would you advise your younger self to do to put yourself in front of the right people?
Exactly, and I think my younger self would probably utilize the social media more.
Absolutely.
and
I was
find those
top of mind.
companies.
Yeah.
Find those companies that I can just, like you said, hire, get this going, and just be more efficient. And I think that's what I need to do now because I'm older and I need to learn from.
Well, it's targeting the right. One of the things that is, since we're doing shameless plugs, one of the things that my social media team does is we actually go out when we're talking to our clients, say, hey, who's your ideal person you're looking for, right? And then we actually build a list out. So part of the social media is connecting with the right people and then staying top of mind. It includes things like email, direct mail, phone calls. I mean, it's a whole complete system. It's not just social media, but it's about finding the person you want to be in front of and then looking at every opportunity to get in front of them, whether it's social media or other modes of communication. So,
Well, and real quick, looking at it a different way, what I found a lot with my creative clients is they produce a super high quality product and they want to sell to those higher income people, but there's some kind of disconnect when it comes to just asking for the price the product deserves. Do you find that sometimes, like, it's
do.
gonna be a couple $1,000s instead of being like, yeah, it's a couple $1,000, buy it or not?
yeah, you got to own it,
I
man.
do.
You got to
Confidence
own
is
your
key.
pricing.
Yeah, how do you navigate that?
In the beginning it was hard. Now that like I said, now I can say, okay, this painting's $12,000, and there's no problem.
Yeah.
But with this product, it's a little
new.
different. It's new. It's a product that's like he was saying. You don't like. I'm trying to get to figure this out. Like I'm trying to figure out the pricing for this, so let's say I do spend a lot of my money in investing in this. How am I gonna get that return?
Well, you have to. It's marketing.
Yeah,
It's getting in
it's
front
like-
of the right people and
Yeah.
saying, "Hey, you want the best?"
I don't
or
know
not?
that. I want to learn that.
That'd be interesting
This
to
is a
explore
new
because even a
thing.
ruggable, those
Yeah.
that's what I got because I got kids. I'm not going to let them pee and poop on that pretty carpet there. But it's like $450 to $600 for
Oh,
an
yeah.
8x10 rug
For a
on
basic
ruggable.
rug.
That's
for
like
a
a
super
basic.
basic that it's this thin.
Yeah,
and
yeah. And
You
it's
pull it
probably
up,
printed
shove it
on,
in the
yeah.
washer, and then it's
Yeah.
impossible to get down. So I mean, you probably shouldn't be investing in a nice rug unless you can spend some dime on it.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe try that route first. Try the rug route versus a whole room of carpet.
Carpet.
And because that might be more. Because
And it's a
it's like a painting.
lower
You know,
commitment.
floor.
You can roll up a rug and take it with you if you move, but you cannot take up a whole room of
That's a
carpet.
really
true.
good
That's
point.
true.
A throw rug kind of a concept.
Yeah.
We got to wrap it up
Okay,
there,
yeah.
though. So, Lewis,
Yes.
great conversation, man.
Thank
Enjoyed
you.
the talk. If people want to get in touch with you, how do they do that?
They can go to my website, lewisvegatrevino.com, or they can find me on Instagram and Facebook. And so
What's your Instagram profile handle?
I've just Louis Vega Trevino.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's his name, people.
I'm going to
Google
seek it out right after this.
I'm
if
too. I'm
not
going to follow
already
you on
following
Insta.
All right, thanks a lot, Lewis. I appreciate
you.
it.